So we'll go to the next speaker, Darcy Bloom. Darcy Bloom. Topic is Fluoridation Nation.
Council of Austin, citizens of Austin, the part where it takes time and understanding things is in being educated. It just clicks one day. Maybe not everybody clicks on certain things and with others, and vice versa. People's is people's. With the topic of fluoridation, generations have been conditioned for over 70 years that it's safe, normal, and necessary. Even the invention and parallel of the nylon toothbrush coinciding with the start of fluoridation is not commonly shared with the numbers. About 15 years after the start of fluoridation, a study that consisted of 4 pairs of cities was concluded in which there was a so-called 50 to 70% reduction in tooth decay and cavities. Last time I was up here, I gave a small history lesson on the nylon toothbrush. There was a big change back then from using such things as boar hair toothbrushes to something more comfortable, longer lasting, and easier to manufacture. It became used more with Americans in the adopted practice of daily dental hygiene from the routine of soldiers in World War II. And of course, after that, Americans became more and more daily toothbrushers. Fluoridation and this started at the same time, literally. Educating and interesting nylon dental floss also became available around this time. The city's website on fluoridation uses those numbers from that study. The website also states fluoride is a naturally occurring chemical compound found in many groundwaters. Yet, y'all know the industry, the manufacturer, and by now know how this stuff is made. It nowhere mentions that a fluorosilicic acid is used. You should check up on that because it is very misleading. It's a lie without lying. You know, I'm not just up here trying to educate you or convince you that there's something wrong with this chemical we're using and that it's openly perceived that it's the same compound of what's already in our groundwaters, or that after 40 years of Austin fluoridating that it should be logical that we re-educate ourselves. But I'm up here for the people as well to wake up and not participate in ingesting this water anymore. You know this stuff is big business no matter what way you look at it. To think about it, even if the fluorosilicic acid that y'all allowed to be purchased and added to our water supply actually did work to some degree, I would still be opposed to its addition into our water for reasons of, well, adding anything that has a medicating tone to it to a population without a choice just seems entirely wrong. Also, stop me if you heard this one, dosage control. It doesn't exist, it's impossible, and there is no it's so disproportionate that no one receives a fair share regarding age, weight, or sensitivity. It's a waste for everybody except for the ones that sell this stuff. And it's apparent that with the availability of all of our neat, modern-day, cheap hygiene products and intelligence, that fluoridation has served its time and is a waste of precious city money. So please, for the sake of us all, yourselves and your friends and families, consider this. Good day.
Mayor?
Thank you. Councilman Spelman?
Mr. Bloom? Mr. Bloom, I got a question for you.
Question for you.
Mr. Bloom, I have a question for you. In part of your presentation, you cited a study done of, was it 7 cities?
8.
8 cities shortly after fluoridation had been introduced, presumably at some of them at different times, and as you mentioned, coincided with the development of the nylon toothbrush and the introduction of stannous fluoride into toothpaste. And I wondered if you could had a citation for that study.
A citation?
Yeah.
As in,
how could I take a look at that study?
oh yeah, well actually it's pretty easy really, even Googling, just saying the 4 pair of cities of 1945, the study actually, just by Googling just basically those words, the 4 pairs of cities. You could actually even start off with Grand Rapids, Michigan, really, because that was one of the first cities that was ever fluoridated.
That was the first, yes, sir.
What was that?
That was the first, yes.
Yes, sir, it was. And of course, it was in Illinois, New York, and Ontario, Canada, were the 4 main places where they also had a second city that they were able to base the control off of.
Okay, so it was a match-paired design done sometime in the 1950s?
No, actually, they started in 1945, and if I'm not mistaken, it was up till 1947 is when the other cities got involved.
Right.
Well, when those cities were used in that study.
Okay.
But other cities had already started fluoridating actually before even the studies were concluded in the late 50s.
Okay.
So really, just Googling, it seems so silly and simple, but the 4 pairs of cities fluoridation study, and you will be able to find different links of everything about it.
I'll try it. Thanks
Yeah.
very much.
Cool.